Action.
Hi everyone, we are here now to shoot the next permaculture episode number 5, and today we are going to show you what we have been done during the last 3 months, from planting seeds to harvesting of final results of our crops. The concept of our permaculture garden is, of course, we try to intervene into nature as little as possible. On the other hand, we try to use nature as much as possible to help us to maintain our garden. The most important thing for our garden is, of course, the soil. As you can see, the soil is the base to have a healthy garden, and a healthy garden also means healthy food. For the soil in our garden, we do our own compost because it's essential to have a soil which is originated at the same place where the garden is from. So all organic materials from our garden and from our kitchen we put in our compost, which you see in the backside, and we have 3 different boxes with 3 different stages, from late to mid to new organic waste. The 3 stages of compost making with the 3 boxes should guarantee us that we have a constant supply of compost material for our garden, so that there's never a term where we cannot proceed with our work just because of missing compost. So here you see 2 beds with new compost where we stock more or less our finished compost. Later, when we use it, we still need to clean it before spraying it in our garden. To feed our soil, we produce mulch. And mulch is more or less organic material from the garden itself again, like dried or broken leaves, as well as smaller parts of the trees. Well, what you see here is just the collected organic material. This will be now cut into smaller pieces. We have a special machine for that, and dried out before we spread it across the garden. So here you can see a bed which is covered with the cut mulch, and the mulch itself protect the soil against too much heat from the sun on one side, but also to make sure when it's raining or when we water the soil, that the water is sinking into the soil slowly and not flooding it. Around 2.5–3 years ago, we planted a mulberry tree in our back garden, which you can see here. Now it's already pretty big and giving us a lot of fruits. And at the same time, the mulberry tree provides shadow to the plants below. And the bed which you see below has a mix of different vegetables, which we not really focus on monopole food crops, but instead mixing them. So we start from corn to cauliflower, kangkong, which is water spinach. And when we move on the other side of the bed, there's again beans and long beans. Also here, we always put different kinds of flowers within the beds. Here on this bed, you also see the different kind of mix of food crops. Like for example, here we have chisim, followed by chili and aubergine. And in the back, we have additional chilies and also herbs like red onions. Again, very close to it, just next to the whole bed, we see the flowers, the zinnia flowers, to attract the pollinators. And when we move on the right side, we have a natural fence, or we're going to build a natural fence to make sure that heavy winds are blocked to the back garden where our food crops grow. This fence is built out of bamboo together with bunga telang, which is butterfly pea, a vine which will grow and which you can make tea out of it. And on the front side we have different kind of fruits, from watermelon to melon and timun suri. Here you see our nursery station, because few of our crops we prefer to grow first as a nursery to make sure that they get strong enough before we plant them directly on the soil. Yeah, so this was a summary of our last 3 months crops. The next challenge looking forward is of course to maintain that. We want to make sure that we have food supply throughout the year. Every week or every day we can harvest something out of the garden, and there's of course also a lot more space, as you can see, which we need to start to grow the garden.